second bout of coronavirus on the 23rd of May 2020, and the first symptoms were lack of smell, lack of taste. I ignored this. I thought maybe I might be having a cold, a slight cold or something. Because of what's going on with the coronavirus, after 4 days I started to get a bit nervous, but I felt relaxed. I meditate every day, so I kept myself relaxed. Until I started having a slight cough. And this cough continued to build up for 10 days. So 10 days I had a cough. I kept coughing. And after the cough subsided a little, because I treated the cough with slices of root ginger. I would chop and peel slices of root ginger and chew the root ginger and drink that with water, obviously because the ginger is very, very hot. So I find I have to drink water to stop my mouth from exploding on fire. It's that hot. When you eat the ginger bits, it burns all your throat and it burns all down here into your lungs. I truly believe this stops the virus, it stops the progress, gives you a chance. It's like a treatment. It's not prevention, but like a treatment. Because when you catch this coronavirus, there are ways of looking after yourself. You have to take care of yourself. And I do believe this is the difference between living and dying. How you treat yourself when you first get symptoms and the effects. So after 10 days of this, let me reframe it again. I had this lack of smell, lack of taste, then a slight cough. And as the cough built up over the 3rd day, I started to get hot temperatures, the hot flushes really burning up. But this temperature is really flash, and from being cold to hot in seconds. I mean really hot, like you're burning up, then cold again, then really hot, coughing. And the type of cough I had was very sharp, like a knife cut in your throat. Really sharp cutting cough. Never had a cough like that before. Really painful, like someone had a knife which you cut in my throat each time, and I'd cough. So after 10 days of having this, I thought I'd heal the cough. And I thought the virus would probably go away, and I started getting better. Then what happens? The lungs. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe properly. I still have a problem now with breathing, but it's a lot better than when I first had it. One of the things I do hate about this virus is the virus's way it attacks the lungs. I hate being restricted from breathing. It's very scary. It's like putting a plastic carry bag over your head and suffocating yourself. It's no difference. You get one of these bags and doing this, and until you can't breathe no more, you have no control at all. Okay, so now I'm a lot better now, but you hear my voice, my breathing, my lungs feel it just feels different. Like I've got a new set of lungs, which is smaller. The lungs feel smaller. So I do believe I'm going to have to wait for a long while to see what happens and to see how my body settles down. But I do feel blessed that I've survived so far and I'm alive throughout all this. My son Isaac, he had the virus as well. But how young people take the virus is totally different than the way I take the virus. Also with my partner Laura and my daughter Starshine, they handle the virus totally different. This is what I've learned from my experience. This is not anyone else's experience. This is my experience from having the virus, how it affects you. It affects everybody different. It depends on your body, depends on your underlying health conditions, your age, and your immune system. So with me, because I've had a heart attack previously, I had that to worry about. Also, I'm obese. I've got that a lot to worry about. I have cured my type 2 diabetes by changing my diet, and I've also cured my high blood pressure by changing my diet. We are now meat free. We don't touch meat at all now for over 2 months. So now with this virus, so you get the coughs, and like I said, the lungs start to close up, and then you get the stage where you're taking 2 feet of movement, and it is absolutely frightening. And I found when I was lying down, when I lay down flat, again, it closes in again. Now I've got something to say about coronavirus when it reaches the lung stage, and this is applied. When I say the lung stage, I mean the part when you have to go on the respirator, or you're having problems, difficulty breathing. This difficulty breathing because you have mucus in the lungs. It's like a sponge soaked with oil, and the lungs can't breathe. All the perforations in the lungs can't breathe anymore. It soaks like a heavy wet sponge. So I find when you lie down, this is my experience, and I'd like you to share your experiences with me, whoever's had this virus, or doctors themselves who's had this experience with coronavirus patients, whether to sit upright is better, because I find once I sit upright, it recedes the pain and the difficulty in my lungs. I feel much more relief when I sit upright. Still breathing heavily, but upright. When I lie down, I feel like I'm going to die. So I do believe when you have the coronavirus and in the hospitals, when you've got the masks on your face, in the hospitals, what they should do, they should elevate the beds up this way, at least an angle like this, with the patients on, with the respirators on, or the breathing apparatus. You should not have the patients laying like this with the breathing apparatus. It will kill them. So we have got that established from my experience. If you've got your experience of this, do tell me. Do try sitting upright and tell me how you feel. And you sit down again, you see how you feel. When you sit down, it can be when you sit down or you stand up. No, let me rephrase again. If you lay down or sit up, can be the difference, in my opinion, between living and dying. Another factor I've mentioned before is another factor which decides whether you live or die is your iron. Because, like I said, this virus restricts oxygen flow to your body, to your vital organs like kidneys, heart, liver and brain. Now, what iron does, it helps transfer oxygen around the body. So if your lungs are struggling to get any oxygen around the body, if you've got any iron deficiency in your body, you're quickly going to die. I mean quickly, you're going fast. It can be within 3 hours, okay, what it is, you can die. When you go on the respirator, I do believe this is another factor I believe which is strongly related with deaths regarding COVID-19. I believe that by the time you call the emergency services and you have to go on the respirator, there's 80% chance or more you're going to die. The deciding factor of the coronavirus of you staying alive is you treating your coronavirus early, stocking that body up with iron, resting, not moving too much, too fast, so you put the lungs under too much strain. I also think you can move a little to get the lungs moving, unless you get it moving to pump oxygen. No way. The lungs can't deal with it because lungs is already overworked with the mucus inside and trying to force oxygen around the body. So the problem we have to keep reminding ourselves here is the lack of oxygen flow around the body to vital organs. And it's these vital organs which shut down, and that's what kills you. Once you've got the vital oxygen to the brain cut off, you're finished. To the liver, kidneys, you're in trouble. To the heart, you're gone. Especially if you've had heart problems before. So the iron is a must. The iron for me is a must. And also things like vitamin D, especially for black Caribbean people who do not produce vitamin D like a Caucasian person. Because of the country we're in, we don't get enough sunlight for our skin. So we, for some reason, especially over the age of 50 and over, older people, tend to not produce vitamin D properly. So we have these factors. Another thing I've got to mention about face masks. Face masks, I do believe they offer you some protection. I wore a face mask extensively, gloves extensively throughout the coronavirus, sprayed my hands, washed my hands extensively, protective clothing extensively, yet I still caught the coronavirus. This is due to the small particles you cannot see travelling in the air and going through the back of the mask, and the fine particles which go into the mask and you breathe in. And it could also be any fine particles or viruses on your clothing that you come into your home and it escapes. The simple fact is, the coronavirus is airborne. Big droplets, like I said, hit the floor, so coughs. Get the spray droplets hitting the floor, the aerosol droplets in the air for 10 minutes, and the fine particles in the air for 3 hours. The virus is airborne. When you go to your supermarkets, like your local Lidl or Asda's, Tesco's, and they've got the air conditioning systems on, the virus is spread around the whole area. Hospitals, when they have the air conditioners on, the virus is spread. In aircrafts, airplanes, the virus is spread. You cannot avoid catching coronavirus. The only way to avoid catching coronavirus, and this government knew this from the beginning, is to stay locked down. They knew, and they emphasized this, to stay locked down. This way, any viruses you have stays contained within the family unit. I've been locked down now for 3 weeks. So 3 weeks, you have to lock down. Like all the protests going on now, you can imagine the emotions, how high the emotions are of people who are protesting, and they have good reason to protest. And I just disagree with damaging property and being violent. I wish people, this is from my opinion, but then again you have emotions and anger, and different people have come from different points of view in life, had different experiences in life. So I just think you shouldn't smash the place. The very place you live in, the very place you have businesses that serve you and you get in your local community, and the time it's taking people to build this community up, to actually smash the place down. But when you have people who disbelieve the system and have no faith in it and are scared of the system, scared of police, once you lose that, there is no rationality. People just go, and I believe they're going all the way from it, all the way for it. But I do believe you have to watch out with the BLM, that there may be an ulterior motive behind it. There's the genuine people protesting, and then there's someone behind it. An ulterior motive can be corrupt. So I just say for people, and black people, all people. But the reason why I say black people, because of the disadvantages we suffer. Because there's Black Lives Matter, but I believe in all lives matter. But the problem with saying all lives matter, it's okay for a white person, because they're not faced with the immigration and the racial discrimination we as black people face. So that's why Black Lives Matter is there for a reason. And there's something else I want to say. I've got, you read in the messages section, I'm going to leave you a link to a black banker who was unfairly discriminated. And you watch that story and it will turn you sick. So I'll leave it down below in the description or video section. You'll see the links, and just click on it and watch the 2 videos. I think you will be shocked. So like I said, I feel blessed by God to have survived so far with this virus. The problem with this coronavirus is unpredictable. So although I've had it now for 3 weeks, you still don't know where this direction this virus can go. It can all of a sudden get worse, or I can get rid of it like I feel like I am now. I feel now I'm getting rid of it. And what's made me really frustrated, as you can see in my videos I've released, I'm going for extensive measures to research this virus and how to keep safe. I've worn gloves, I've used Dettol, antiviral stuff that kills coronavirus. I've taken apple cider vinegar. I've taken vitamin C. Vitamin C. Taking that. Iron. Vitamin D. Wore face masks outside. In supermarkets. Then took every precaution. Avoided London transport. Kept my social distances to the best of my ability. Sometimes you cannot keep a 2 meter distance. When anyone breaks my 2 meter distance rule, I get very aggressive because I don't want to die. So, what else is there to say about coronavirus? Painful. I cough. It's painful in my chest, but I'm getting better. Is when you catch it and bin it. It's when you catch the coronavirus when you have symptoms, right? Deal with it straight away. Don't ignore the symptoms. Isolate yourself straight away. Now, there's a thing about face masks I want to mention. When you wear face masks outside, when there's not many people around, you're out in the open wearing face masks, there's no point really. But if you're in a city wearing a face mask, if cars going around, it's a busy time period, wear a mask. Early hours of the morning when there's no one around, it's very quiet, you hear the birds singing, wear a face mask. Now, wear a face mask when you don't need to wear a face mask. There's a problem with that. When you wear a face mask, you're breathing in your own CO2. Now, I truly believe that breathing in your own CO2 can cause infections. I believe that. So wear a mask only where necessary and try to limit your time in any supermarket, and better still, shop online. Shop online, avoid going outside. I still believe that the WHO deceived people, and to some extent the government deceived people on the coronavirus. Either they deceived people or they were naive about the whole situation. Donald Trump did the same thing, and I believe far less deaths would have happened if they took a different approach to this coronavirus. This is just my opinion. It's not a criticism. It's just my opinion. What I think from what I've seen from news and various media feeds, etc. So many people have died, man. 41,000 people. Everyone's life's been turned upside down. I've been just like, just paranoid about this coronavirus to such an extent. How I had to deal with it in the end was I took antidepressants, which I've been on for a while for depression. But I come off antidepressants completely because it's a chemical in the body and it can make you further depressed because you're relying on chemistry in the body. So I've gotten rid of the antidepressant tablets. How I've done that? Started meditating. I've quit meat. I've quit matrix foods like meat tablets. And I'm trying to quit my heart tablets, heart medication, but that's the most difficult one. Because when I'm trying to quit you for your brain hurting parts of your body, you quit those tablets. So I hope this video is very useful for you. And if you're in trouble with the coronavirus, you've seen what I say, take my information in. It may help you, it may not help you, but I can almost 60% say that what I've shown you here will make a difference between you living or dying. Now, some people may have extreme underlying health conditions and they just pass like that, they die. Because this dark virus can hit you so quick. Christmas, on the Christmas period, when I caught this 7th of December, this thing hit me so fast. And when I thought I was getting better with after all the flu symptoms for 2 weeks, when this thing hit me, it was early hours in the morning, around 4 o'clock. My lungs went, and I thought that was it. It was so frightening. And a 20-minute period where I thought I was going to die. When I rang the hospital, I had to go and visit the hospital, and there's a queue in the hospital. There was 2,000 people in Barnet Hospital. 2,000 people. From nothing to all of a sudden packed. Couldn't get the toilets. It was impossible. And then I went to North Middlesex Hospital after. They prescribed me with these antibiotics. And with a lot of rest, taking gingers and sweating, shaking, suffering, I beat it after 5 weeks. Just after 5 weeks. So coronavirus is a long thing, a long affair. Some will have it quicker and pass the system, some will have it longer. Children, they handle it totally different. Children are rock hard, their immunity is rock hard. I've got 2 children, baby daughter, and she's just over 8 months now. She had it. Baby son Isaac, he had it rock hard. My son actually had the coronavirus, was laughing, jumping, but he was shaking and laughing. And you see him suffering, but he's laughing through it. He didn't even realise what he had. Laughing, sneezing, coughing, shaking, sweating. Baby daughter is different for her. She was dying of it. So we've made it, and we just thank God. I thank you, God, for blessing us with our life, and thank you for the strength. Thank you for the health. In Jesus' name, Amen. I just feel blessed, and my partner is pregnant, and she had it. She's got symptoms of it now, but she's okay. Had the ginger, all the iron, vitamin C's, vitamin D, and she takes the pregnant care. And she's very, very tidy, very, very hygienic. My partner knows what's happened to her. She got raped from the age of 8 to 10. And because of this, she's ultra clean, extra OTT with the cleanness. But I do like it. At first I couldn't get to use grips of it, but I do like it, especially with coronavirus around. So anyhow, I hope you enjoy the vlog, and I hope you're staying safe, and hope there's peace of mind. I hope all my children for past marriage, Maxie and Leon Tyson, are staying safe, and I'll just please take my advice, take your daddy's advice, what I'm saying. Don't drink alcohol. Alcohol weakens the immune system. Once the immune system's compromised, you've had it. So stay safe and do not catch this, man. Don't let your babies or children get exposed. Watch who you're dealing with. Don't shake people's hands. Don't get too close, especially if you're on a job, working, and you're with our plumbers, etc. or son. And my daughter in the office, if she's working there, or my son in sales, anything like that, you're in danger. And it's again, like I said, I'm going to stress this again, everyone has a different type of immune system. Some will just fall quick and die, some will live longer. But there's no guarantee. This virus does not discriminate between anyone or any age. It can kill anybody. Baby from 6 months, 6 days, 2 years, 3 years, people 17 years old, 35 years old, and people my age and older. I lost a friend 4 weeks ago. He died of coronavirus. They took him to Chase Farm Hospital, and then he was rushed to St. Thomas's Hospital. Within 3 hours on the ventilator, he died, and he's left a wife and 2 children. It's just sad. We know people that's gone, that's passed. Nigel Ben, brother, he's gone, passed away, coronavirus. Hope you enjoyed this vlog, and thanks for watching.
A special thank you from the heart